Hello, I'm Enzo, and how hard is it to beat Borderlands with only unique gear? The rules of this run are pretty simple. I can only use unique gear. My source of the list of unique gear is the Borderlands wiki. I can use grenades, but I cannot use grenade mods, as technically there are no unique grenade mods in this game, and I'll get the class mods later. I decided to play as Mordecai, mostly because I felt like playing Mordecai, and he is probably my favorite Vault Hunter in Borderlands 1. Since Borderlands audio is weird, there are a lot of parts where the recording didn't pick up the audio, but I still heard it clearly, so I'll try to fix it for the next time I play this game. Anyways, I redeemed a few shift codes a while ago. That's why there are these level 66 guns in my inventory, and I think Borderlands has the best customization out of all the games due to it not clogging up my loot pool. Once I got into combat, I showed off my pro gamer sniper skills and killed all 3 bandits with headshots. The amazing shots continued for most of Firestone, but Borderlands' aim is a little weird sometimes, even if my crosshair is perfectly centered on the enemy. I meet Dr. Zed, clear out some more bandits, and start my poaching of the local skag population. This next mission is basically what made this run not living hell. One of the Borderlands 1 mechanics is medkits, which you can buy from med vendors and can be used from your inventory, even in battle. This is basically my only source of healing for a little while, until I get one of Mordecai's healing skills. I hardscope even more noobs, and then meet TK Baja. And this is one of the instances of weird audio. It happens a lot in this video. Skag Gully is where the run truly begins, as this is where you can get the Ladyfinger. And don't worry, I only use the Ladyfinger, but I forgot to add it to the counter, but I did remember to add it later.
You woke the wrong dog. Ah, yeah!
Nine Toes. Honestly, I have no clue why I just ran in and thought I could kill him. I believe that Borderlands 1, at least for most of the game, is the most difficult Borderlands game in the entire series of games. This was the first run where I wasn't dying all the time. I just got good, I guess. But after an unnecessary death, I decided to kill his skags first, and then beat him in a 1v1 instead. Nine Toes dropped the second unique of the run. This is also when I remembered to update the counter for the Ladyfinger. After turning that mission, there were a few more missions to do in Skag Gully. With the power of the Clipper, Scar wasn't that bad, and while doing the other mission, I had the most unfortunate death ever. Right as the Skag died, he spat at me, while all the other possible revives hid. The real reward for killing Scar is TK's Wave, which is my third unique weapon, and finally a different ammo type. My next goal is to Bonehead. However, my normal strategy of running in and hoping for the best doesn't really work in this game, if you couldn't tell, resulting in me getting boned instead. Another interesting thing about Borderlands is that some enemies' healths don't reset. For example, Bonehead, meaning that even though I died, he regenerated his shield, but not his health. After getting downed in an interesting spot, and struggling for my life, I finally got my beloved Bone Shredder. While working on other missions, I also stumbled on these bandits that were stuck behind this door, which I thought was pretty funny. And I learned this is how you get the last journal, the back way, instead of my normal strategy of struggling through, level 16 enemies. Following this path of futile efforts, I decided to try and complete the Lost Cave. Larva crabworms in here are an absolute menace, being, level 15 and all. However, they're also very weak in their critical spot, meaning if I can critical hit them, they're great XP. But the suffering doesn't stop with crabs. There are also skags to worry about. And, alpha skags at that. And alpha skags at that, who have very strong front armor. But this is where I learned the amazing fire dot potential of the Clipper, making it the best weapon for skags, and a lot of other flesh enemies in this run. After 4 deaths, the artifact wasn't worth it, but the XP certainly was. I decided to do the Circle of Death for some extra XP, and all was going well until this level 19 baddie Fire Skag appeared. If you haven't caught on yet, fire is the only thing that's effective against these skags currently. So, what do I do to an enemy that can resist it? Well, nothing. I just die. So, I guess I'll come back here and finish this later. I thought Mo and Marley would make great decorations in my room, but they had other ideas, as they were way tougher than I expected. I tried to lure them into a bandit camp, but they chewed up the bandits. I was so close to killing Mo, but I unfortunately ran out of ammo, which is a common problem in this run. So I had to do something I don't really enjoy: being patient. I slowly kited out Marley first, as she? What gender is Marley? Whatever. They're the only one that does not resist fire. Mo was way tougher, fire resistance and all, but they fell before me in the end. Considering I'm a bit overleveled, Sledge's safe house wasn't noteworthy. I then decided to retry the Circle of Death, but got the same result: unavoidable death. Headstone Mine wasn't too difficult, just slow. One of my viewers also pointed out that the Baddie Psychos definitely failed the November challenge. The first real annoyance of this map is this turret. Gatling turrets in this game are stupidly overpowered and accurate, making them super annoying. However, Bloodwing actually came in handy for once and took out the gunner, to my utter surprise. Other than that, I had a few close calls, but I was not stressing. Oh, right, Sledge. Okay, now I'm stressing. Normally, I always struggle with Sledge, but this time I used the 3 brain cells I had remaining and kited him around his arena, while using the Clipper for Fire Dot and the Bone Shredder, also known as the Boner for certain reasons, for damage. This is the only run I did not die to Sledge, which I am very proud of. Back to the Circle of Death, apparently there's a chance for 2 Alpha Skags to spawn instead of the Fire Baddie, so I guess it's just purely luck based then. And this is where the class mod dilemma comes in. If you're a purist, then class mods aren't allowed and you can go ahead and spam run invalid in the comments. If you enjoy having fun in games like I do, then class mods are fine, especially because I only got the good ones later on. And once I got this first class mod, I was already chilling beyond belief. Lots of running around and driving later. My next prey is Skagzilla. Just like Sledge, and well, most other bosses in this run, this is the first time I've managed to kill him without dying. I really think I just got good, and I guess the 40 hours I have in Wonderlands on PC so far have really paid off. My aim is definitely getting better. And from that mission, I got the elephant gun. I finally have a great sniper, which is Mordecai's specialty. I went with the decision to only use guns instead of a vehicle against vehicles. And my damage wasn't really the issue, their damage was. Apparently, taking a rocket straight to the head isn't great for your health. Getting ran over isn't either. I forgot they could do that in this game. So I naturally took to the manliest course of action, hiding behind cover and cheesing all the vehicles. This is a whole lot better than racking up deaths, so deal with it. I also learned that you cannot touch vehicles at all, even melee. The humiliation didn't end there either. The vehicles are starting to get revenge for my cheese. I think another vehicle just spawned. The Guardians, which are usually really difficult, were actually pretty easy. I also learned to use my melee to do a slight animation cancel to reload faster with Sledge's shotgun. Now, Mad Mel. I want to argue that Mad Mel is the single most difficult boss in this game. The fight is difficult without a vehicle, but now imagine it without a shield too. As you can guess, I died very quick, and I was planning to cheese this fight, but then I thought, where's the fun and challenge in that? So I decided to fight him head on. After a ton of dodging and medkits, I beat Mad Mel without a vehicle or a shield, and now I have access to New Haven, which means I can travel to Tetanus Warren and kill King Wee Wee, one of 2 unique shield sources. And yes, this is the only shield I will use for the rest of the run. I also got the spy from that mission, which is nice as the Bone Shredder was starting to show its age. Since I'm on a roll, I decided to kill Mothrak to get the Blister, my first elemental unique of the run. It's also great for dealing with Rack. Right outside of Tannis' area, I fought Rakinishu, which is the other unique shield source. But the game does this funny thing where it drops a Skull Masher, a gun I would love to have in any other run, in a run when I can't use it. The worst part is I got it on Mordecai, where it's perfect. Like, look at what this thing can do in a normal run. It's beautiful. Anyways, I meet Crazy Earl and do his missions, when I learned that bandits can just walk through their spawn points, so that's interesting. I also learned that you can open the gate on the way to Crom's Canyon, making this the first time I got there without dying to the turrets. I literally had no clue there was a button to open the gate in all my runs before this. The mobbing in Crom's Canyon wasn't difficult, but I learned something very interesting. Some bandits in the game can use special grenades, like transfusions. That's new to me. Now, on to Crom himself. Getting to him is always annoying, and after trying to rush in, and dying, of course, I went in with the better plan of slowly clearing out the enemies and hiding to heal. After a while, I killed Crom. He drops Crom's sidearm, which is great against shields and guardians. Later, I got the mission to come back here and kill Reaver so I could take his sniper. And using this sniper, Janus Cobb was a piece of cake. He also drops the first unique machine gun in the game, which is nice. And collecting Eric's valuables is a necessity. I also love how there are a ton of enemies in the New Haven map. They really need this in other Borderlands games, so I have something to do when all of the main characters are talking forever. I also love the concept of using high explosives to acquire fish, and using said fish to acquire a rocket launcher. You know, normal stuff. Unlike his brother, Taylor learned how to use and abuse turrets to their full advantage. I chose to run in and see how far I could get before I had to deal with the turrets, and honestly I thought I would die here, but this ended up being one of my most clutch revives so far. This rocket launcher is an absolute beast. Speaking of rocket launchers, Taylor dropped another one. Lots of annoying spider ants later, the Rack Hive. Before I talk about this battle, there is one unique you can get from Old Haven only during this mission, and I knew about the unique, but not the limited period when you can obtain it, but I'm pretty sure it's the only unique I missed in this run. Back to the fight, the Rack Hive went as normal for me. I died once, then figured out I have to hit his eyes, which are his crit spots, and using Crom's sidearm, aka the Epilepsyinator. I was gonna do a Doofenshmirtz voice, but my voice doesn't go that high, sadly. But anyways, the Rack Hive, too, fell before me. The reason I skipped all the spider ant killing was because they are really annoying to kill, as the only real way to damage them is their abdomen, which is really hard to hit. After completing this mission, I got my favorite gun of the entire run, the Patton. I know it's basically just a normal revolver, but I love revolvers in this game, and just how they feel. And this combined with my aim is a devastating combo against my enemies. I also breezed through the other Circle of Slaughter and got another legendary sniper. Of course I get such cool guns in a unique only run. Even though Iridian guns seem unique, they can be world dropped, and that's why they aren't on the list of uniques. I wanted to use them because I love them as well, but ultimately decided to stick to the list. And if you were wondering, Baron Flint's vehicles were way easier than Mad Mel's. All the enemies, including Hans and Franz, were chewed up and spat out by the Patton. And once I got up close, Baron Flint was no challenge at all. He also graciously gave me his favorite gun. I forgot how hard McLeod and his guards hit, and I tried my normal strategy. It almost worked, but I got downed and blinded by his gun. Thankfully though, his health doesn't reset, and with only one guard left, this fight wasn't that bad. You useless bird! Turrets. The Guardians weren't too difficult thanks to their easy to hit critical spots, and you can also use Mordecai's trespass skill to cheese the Guardians, but I invested into his right skill tree first. One funny thing about this level is the alarms. The volume on the recording is normal, but for me it was a jump scare. They were super loud, as you can tell by my reaction. That gets me every single time. I forget about it every single time. I'm awake. Besides that though, I annihilated the usually annoying Sarah Guardians, and got a legendary rocket launcher. The next clip sums up this entire level. I hit some nasty sniper shots on both the Guardians and the Lance. And as you can see, the Epilepsy Innator works wonders against these shield-reliant noobs. Now, the time we've all been waiting for. Steel gets tentacled, and I get to fight the Destroyer. The fight wasn't difficult, just slow, so here's some music. I never realized until just now, wait, it says Angel. I legitimately didn't know it said Angel. And of course, an awesome sniper on a run like this. Anyways, I'm not done yet. I want to do all the DLCs in this run as well. I started with Dr. Ned's zombie DLC. The zombies are extremely easy crit targets, but the real reason I'm here is for the pure humor that the dialogue brings. Like Ned purposely making you wait longer for the elevator. It's just awesome and hilarious. I love this game so much. I also had no clue that loot goons were in this game, so that's where they come from. Nice hat indeed. This fight was easy. I just forgot where skags could regenerate their health, and I was just about to kill him, but he regenerated when I needed to reload. And this might be a bad sign. I am addicted to raisins. They are delicious.
Seems all they crave is raisins and bran muffins. Am I mad? Probably. But at least I don't make popcorn when people are trying to work.
But now, for the best part of this DLC.
Like, whoa, Skaggy, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. The misery machine broke down. Like, I know that's not news, but I found this town and there's like no one there. I finally ran into an old doctor who said there were zombies throughout the haunted forest. He seems like a nice old man, so I thought I'd help him out. Who needs the rest of the gang, right?
The bridge part in this map is a ton of fun. This just feels like a Doom game at this point with how I'm mowing down all these zombies.
You smell like popcorn. Now I'm pissed.
Dr. Ned himself wasn't a difficult fight. But Undead Ned is. I didn't realize how tanky he would be, and I just got cornered for some reason. But for some reason, Undead Ned doesn't regenerate his health, making this fight way easier than it should have been. Next up, General Knoxx's DLC. I first meet one of the best characters in the entire series.
Shit and meatballs, didn't think I'd ever see your dumb ass again. Surely open the vault. Hey, that steel chick check her clothes off yet? Not, I'm gonna need details though.
And for once, I annihilate the assassins that have caused me so many issues in all of my other runs. This is of course thanks to being overleveled. After getting the manliest car imaginable, the roadblocks are no issue. And I meet the best character in the game.
Alright, this is General Knoxx. I don't really want to be here. It's planet smells like hemorrhoids wrapped in bacon. I sent Steel to this planet to take care of this little problem, and also because, seriously, have you heard her? She talks all the time. And hello, have you met our friend the Sun? So, I guess, thanks for turning her into a meat kebab. Also, I'm gonna kill you and stuff. Cheers, mate.
Then I meet Moxie, also known as Yuno Gasai, and Nyotangu, which I find pretty fitting. The only real trouble I'm having so far is the Devastators. They have a blinding attack and a small crit spot. Fighting them isn't really difficult, just really annoying. I then died to a mine that I thought I was far away enough from, but the suffering doesn't end there. I have to make this jump. If you've ever done this DLC, you will know how painful this is. Like, seriously, who thought this jump would be a good idea? You could probably guess how Shank's area went.
That's Mr. Shank.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Shank. Mr. Shank himself was just annoying because he can teleport. That's it. No real issue. After rescuing Athena and on the way out, I killed Chaz and took his bone shredder. My next goal was to acquire 2 unique guns from both Krios and Typhon. Krios? I don't know, got shredded and gave me a new sniper. Typhon killed me once, but after getting my revenge, I got a really cool SMG. But my next target, Ajax, was a huge issue. My death count before I fought him was 43. The count after was 49. Both Ajax and his minions do an unholy amount of damage, and they pretty much spawn camped me. But in the end, I also got his gun, Ajax's spear. I also had no clue that there were Crimson Lance loot homies. That's pretty neat.
Well, that's just inappropriate timing. I got tired of waiting and was hoping to be dead before you got here. I can't stand this place. Make you a deal. If you best me in this fight, which seems likely, maybe you could just blow the planet up entirely. Kill all of them. That's the fairest thing to do.
General Knoxx is just like all the other boss fights in this run. He's basically just a bullet sponge. But he spawns minions, which are nice for kill skills. Until he spawns baddie Devastators, which are, a little bit more difficult to deal with. Knox's Gold is a great pistol, and I got a legendary version of it from the armory. Oh yeah, you also get Athena's Wisdom from being this DLC, but Knox's Gold is infinitely better. The third and final DLC I wanted to conquer was Claptrap's Revolution. I met Tannis, another one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and proceeded to speedrun most of the missions, because the enemies were so underleveled that the XP wasn't worth the effort or the ammo. This is another part where the audio does the funny thing. The speakers at the start of some levels exploded my headphones, but not really on the stream or recording, thankfully. So I decided to turn off the audio, but I still heard the super loud audio in my headphones. Kind of like when you use the Bane in Borderlands 2 and disable the audio, you can still hear the Bane sound effects. So I guess it's just Borderlands audio being weird. Even more turrets.
I'm back. Wait, I'm back? Damn it.
General Knoxx Trap is practically identical to his normal self, but I still love his voice lines.
Beautiful. Beautiful. No. That's just the sun.
And I had no clue that all of these lockers had loot until this run. My recording did pick up the loudspeaker audio once, and here it is.
Damn it, Claptrap. I'm a doctor, not a mechanic.
Dr. Ned Trap apparently had a shotgun, which almost ruined my plan of rushing him, but I prevailed in the end. Have I mentioned turrets yet?
The key works. Soldier, get your team ready to go inside while I finish off. Wait. Where am I? What happened to the vault? Why is this hole here?
One of my favorite parts of this DLC is the fact we get to fight Steel, instead of her, just getting, tentacled.
The injuries.
After that battle, I noticed the background music. Can you guess it? Because I'm pretty sure it's the same as the Highlands combat theme in Borderlands 2, which I found pretty awesome. I then bought General Knoxx, Undead Ned, and Steel again.
So big, so angry.
Now, for the finale, the Minac. This fight has always taken an eternity for me to beat, with tons of deaths sprinkled in. In another run first, I managed to beat the Minac without dying. My reward for the battle was a free skill point, and of course, the loot room, where I got not one, not two, but 3 bloody equalizers and a primal equalizer on the side. My viewers were really wondering if I had a Dream Luck mod installed. To wrap up the run, I tried Moxxi's Underdome. I've never beaten any of the maps in here before, but I got so close on my first attempt. Yet again, a super unlucky death. I didn't even see what hit me to kill me. However, I kept trying, and with enough camping and rage, I finally beat Moxxi's Underdome for the first time. Overall, this has been my best and probably my favorite Borderlands 1 run. Borderlands is such a great game. I heavily recommend revisiting if you haven't played it in a few years or so. It's such a fun game. Mordecai was a ton of fun. I know he's probably one of the most powerful vault hunters in this game, but oh well. Bloodwing's AI is always broken, so it kind of balances itself out. In total, I believe this run only took about 16 hours, which is extremely nice. Editing obviously took way longer. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I always appreciate it. And also, thank you for all of your support. And of course, thank you to my channel members who support me. This is going to be Enzo from LookIntoGaming, signing out. You know there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. We got bills to pay, we got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know we can't slow down, we can't hold back though, we wish we could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good.